part of our Charlie 10. He's down here with his pop-up store in the middle of Decatur on a nationwide tour. How many cities are you going to?
Oh, geez, I think 7.
7? Decatur, the smallest?
Yeah.
All right, I was looking on your website. I want you to tell me some stories about the past. There's a great picture of you in Berlin,
right?
And that wall. Tell me that story.
I had a show in Amsterdam, and then I just wanted to go paint the Berlin Wall, so I went there and then actually got sponsored by the museum there, so they gave me all the paints and stuff. And then they showed me a movie, and they said, look, this is not our wall. It's 20 feet into their territory, and then here's this guy, look, he's messing with the wall. Look, now they're grabbing him. We've never seen him again. They probably killed him. So we can't really help you if they catch you. And they can walk around the wall and get you at any time they want to. So I actually painted for a week, but it's the first time I ever painted like in public like that. And so a lot of people ask me, what are you painting? So the whole week I'm talking to everybody and talking to this person, that person. After a while, I'm not getting this painting done. And then it rained. And so I thought, oh God, I can finish the painting because there's nobody here, no tourists. But thankfully there was a little camp of escaped East Germans. So they were in their tent, and then that's the moment that the East Germans came to try to grab me. And they snuck up behind me. And just as they were about to grab me, the escape ones go, run. And I just ran, and so I got away.
East Germans not a big fan of free speech and art, evidently.
But you know what? I know a lot of those guys now.
Yeah.
And I hang out with them in Germany, and they're so glad that's over, you know what I mean? They're
all
at the ball. And actually, the East German part of Berlin is way more hip now. It's crazy. It's fun.
So you graduated from Lakeview what year?
77.
77.
Yeah.
When did you know you wanted to be an artist all along?
I did. I knew I would like to be one, but I wasn't sure how one did that or what that was. And there was it's hard for people to understand that, but there was you didn't know stuff because you didn't have the internet. You just knew. I had the underground comic books, but I didn't know who Andy Warhol was, or I went to Texas and I was on a bus, and this woman sitting across from me is real cute. And I struck up a conversation with her, and I said, what are you up to? And she goes, I'm going to go to New York and be a groupie for Andy Warhol. And he goes, he's got a band?
Tell me about these characters, because not only have they have the life of their own, they now have...
Well, she actually made her appearance here in Decatur,
Decatur,
yeah. Which is funny, because I just wanted to come home and do something. And, a lot of times I'm very controversial, but I thought, I just want to go home, and I don't want any controversy. I just want to give a gift to my hometown, and, none of the normal craziness. So I made her, and just thinking, what's the cutest thing? Everybody loves elephants. I'll make a really cute elephant. Everybody loves butterflies. I'll make a monarch elephant. It's this is me being as cute as I can possibly be. And then people started getting up in arms. It's I think he's making fun of our first lady or the daughter of the president, saying that she wants to be a monarch. And I'm like, I guess they just read into anything.
All right. So tell me about the music you've been working on, developing these characters and fleshing them out.
Well, 10 years ago, I started developing my own characters. So before I was doing stuff with Mickey Mouse and pop culture and stuff, and actually kind of had a weird moment where a friend of mine came to visit, and his father had inadvertently killed himself, and he was a famous artist and a comic book artist in the 70s, and then his son inherited all his characters, and he's made a living off those characters ever since. And I realized I'm not leaving my kids anything. I don't have my own characters. So at that point, I made up all these characters. And then I realized that people still like Mickey Mouse more because they don't know who Elefanka is. How can I make them understand who Elefanka is? And I thought, well, I know all these great musicians where I live. Bob Dylan's band lives there, Steely Dan, all these famous musicians are up there. Not the lead guys, but their bands. So I found a partner, Joe Johnson, and we wrote all these rock operas about all these characters, and the different people sing the characters. So this is a way for me to introduce the characters. So if you listen to the newest record, Elephant, you learn who Elefanka is. So it gives her kind of some backstory, and that way when you have her toy, you know her now. She has the same kind of presence as Mickey Mouse now.
One of the things you have here is a new book, kind of a retrospective of your career. Does that make you feel old?
Yes. Yeah, it makakes me feel like, God, I hope I don't die.
Yeah, right? How many places have you been? How many places has your art been displayed? Do you have any idea?
Yeah. A lot. I used to do a lot of Europe, and now I'm doing a lot of Asia. I kind of got really big in Asia, so I'm kind of doing that a lot more. This trip I built a wall along the Canadian border and one on each side of the river. Then I'm doing the same thing in Brownsville, one on one side and one on the other side. So I guess that'll put me in Canada and Mexico on this trip.
Where are you headed next?
Well, we keep going south to the border, and then I go to next Monday, not this Monday, but next Monday I go to Paris, and it's kind of a wild thing. We're all doing these big murals, for AIDS. Yeah, it's great. I mean, we had this big dinner with Bono and Bill Gates afterwards and stuff, so that'd be kind of wild.
Pretty cool. How
Of course, my ticket to get there is I have to paint a 10-story building.
Yeah. A 10-story.
By my
Now, are you afraid of heights?
No.
I've met some artists that have to do work and.
Well, I used to be, but you have to learn, not to look down or care, or and stay focused on what you're doing.
Exactly. How important is public art to a community? You have absolutely, by putting yours here, there's murals all over town. We have a new sculpture park. It seems like we had a dearth of public art for a long time here, and then an explosion over the last couple of years. And I can't tell you the smiles you see. It just makes people happy.
Well, these artists were always there, and the art world was very small, and it only led into a very few people, and most people were just kind of, miserable, because they wanted to be an artist and they couldn't. And this is kind of allowed, for people to be artists. But it's also allowed for a renaissance because, competition makes everybody better.
Ron, we appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Welcome
Welcome home.
I kind of rambled.
That's okay. We'll edit.
Okay.